Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series brought to you by FEGPC.net. Today, we're at the virtual Kansas Speedway. We're going to decide the Segment 5 Championship. Top 8 drivers are going to duke it out and see who can bring it home at the mile and a half. As always, I'm your host, James East. On behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, bringing the action to NDP 60 frames a second. And as always, thank you to our fans, friends, and family coming on board, supporting the broadcast, supporting your favorite racers, as well as the league. We couldn't do it without you guys across the world. Let us know where you're from, who you're cheering on. As drivers out on track, it looks like it's going to be Dalton McKinney putting up in the pole position with a 31.08 out of that number 46 Chevrolet. And again, the top 8 drivers in the points in contention here. Now, by the book, that's Jeffrey Radke, Kevin Coe Jr., Jeremy Paris, Wally Babb, Eric Parks, William Price, Corey Stahl, John Mullahan. But, that's a big but, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Jeremy Paris and Corey Stahl have not made it out onto the raceway, so they are not going to be starting here this evening. That should allow Chad Ross and Stephen Page to be up in the mix. Those drivers listed are out on track. Wait for Dargert to complete his first timed lap here at Kansas. McKinney holds on to it with a 31.07. Dargert with a 31.23. It's going to put him into the 8th place spot. Everybody's out on track. That's going to be out on track. Chris Luttrell's ended his qualifying time. Now it looks like Mark McFadden and Ryan Strunk did not put down qualifying times here today. Be interesting to see what the strategy is. We've only got 14 drivers making their way out here for the segment finale, so should be some good green flag racing. And just like that, let's get ready to rack them up for the final time here of the Segment 5 Championship. Waiting for drivers to get out on track. And let's go ahead and run through tonight's grid. Starting on pole, Dalton McKinney, the number 46 machine. Eric Parks starting 2nd. William Price starts 3rd. James Kaufman starting 4th. We've got Kevin Coe Jr. starting 5th. Jeffrey Radke starting 6th. Chad Ross starting 7th. Jay Dargert starting 8th. John Mullahan starts 9th. Wally Babb starting 10th. Peyton Aldridge starting 11th. Stephen Page starting 12th. Cycling it back to Chris Luttrell. He'll be starting 13th. Ryan Strunk starts 14th. And Mark McFadden will be starting 15th to round out the field here today. Now, it looks like Strunk and McFadden have made their way out onto the grid already, so they will be joining us here this evening. And it's going to be 8 drivers shooting it out to see if they can pick up the segment championship. 135 laps to decide the action. Should put us slightly over an hour-long race, barring cautions and moments of misfortune that we might find ourselves in. We're waiting on, looks like the last driver has made their way out. I believe that was Chad Ross in the 38 machine making his way out into the grid. The field is set. We're getting ready to roll out behind our iRacing safety car. Decide the segment championship here tonight. Again, let us know who you're rooting for and who do you think is going to bring home the championship. It's going to be Dalton McKinney, Eric Parks on the front row. William Price, James Kaufman, your 2nd row. Kevin Coe Jr. and Jeff Radke will round out the 3rd row. Pace car is in. And away we go for the final time of this segment. 73 machine with a fantastic launch, trying to check out as quickly as he possibly can, but with how stacked this field is, that's going to be a tough accomplishment to try and make something happen. Oh, drivers trying to jockey for position. Parks holding on to the race lead. McKinney right behind. Looks like that's going to be William Price in the 34 machine, trying to make his way around here, looking to the inside line. Dargert also squarely in the mix here as well, as we go 3 wide in the first 2 laps. That was Coffin, the number 41 machine, squeezed through and Chad Ross in the 38 machine. McKinney still sitting in second. Number 34 machine of Price trying to get there in the mix. But going back to about 7th place, that's a whole lot of talent squeezed in together here. Oh, how's this going to shape out? I thought things were going to be a little bit more calm starting this race off, but definitely not the case. As already they're side by side for the race lead. That's Parks and McKinney still putting on a show. Parks trying to hold on the inside line against McKinney right behind them. That's McCullough and Price also going 2 wide. We're 2 wide, 2 rows deep. Parks is a little bit further back in the points coming into tonight. He was 5th in the standings. He may be in a must-win situation here, as McKinney giving it right back to him. I think I heard something going on. Yes, we are going to have a caution come out. And let's see where it was. I think Coffin, one of those drivers involved, looks like Dargert may have also been tied up. And let's take a quick look, see if we can figure it out. Not seeing any names show up on the replay software. Oh, looks like Dargert may have come down slightly into Kaufman. I think that was Chad Ross also tied up in that one. Oh, and the hits just keep coming here, but poor Kaufman couldn't get away from it. And he's going to be having to go back to pit road to get some repairs done here. So that's going to be our first caution of the evening. And it looks like everybody's going to come down pit road here. Not sure if drivers are going to take tires, only about 6 laps in on pace, but while we are under caution, if you'll notice on the left side of your screen, that live timing ticker, we went ahead and put an asterisk mark to every driver that is within the top 8 and within championship contention here, as it looks like Parks, McKinney, Price, and Luttrell all going to stay out. 4 drivers willing to risk a little bit. That's allowing Chris Luttrell's double zero machine to climb up 9 spots. We're going to try and get them gridded back up behind our iRacing safety car, our first caution of the night. I was thinking with a slightly smaller field, things would go a little bit cleaner. Definitely not the case. It looks like James Kaufman, Chad Ross, Wally Babb, and Stephen Page all down pit road for extended stays. Top 4 drivers opting to stay out here. Trying to play something different, slightly different on strategy. How will this come into effect if we get a long green flag run? Now on pit road, Ross, Babb, and Page, that's 3 drivers that were in the championship contention. And I don't think they're going to get back out on track in time. No, as the pace car comes down pit road. We are good to go. Green flag racing once more. Eric Parks going to get the launch. Dalton McKinney tucks in behind him. It looks like we're about to go 3 wide already. That's Price, Luttrell, Radke trying to get themselves slotted in here. Marcus McKinney on the inside line. Looks like that's Kenneth McCullough Jr. in the 03 machine. And I think, yes, that's Chad Ross coming back out on track. But he's going to be a couple of laps down here. I think he's going to quickly go back to pit road as it looks like he's got problems. Speaking of problems, Strunk almost came up the track into Radke's 51 Toyota. Right now, championship contender Eric Parks leads the charge here at Kansas. And it looks like the top 7, a big breakaway here. As Dalton McKinney continues to battle for the lead against Eric Parks. Now McKinney not in championship contention, so not so much a factor. And here's about the 4-car battle for third. Ryan Strunk, Kenneth McCullough Jr., William Price, Jeffrey Radke, all in the fray. And now that's Strunk and McCullough battling for the 3rd place spot. Ryan Strunk in that 77. He is up 11 positions so far this evening. McCullough takes one away from him as they go back and forth very briefly. It's going to be Strunk at the line, hold on to the 3rd place. Is up front. Eric Parks has his own party going on with Dalton McKinney. They're side by side in the battle for the lead as well as the battle for 3rd. McKinney trying to work that side draft against the 73. Both of these drivers still out on their original sets of tires. They have already shuffled away from the likes of William Price as well as Chris Luttrell, who decided to stay out here. That's allowing guys such as Ryan Strunk, Kenneth McCullough Jr., Jeffrey Radke, who came down on lap 6 and at least filled up a little bit on fuel to try and catch back up. Now, for the most part, the field pretty spread out, but look at that peeking into your corner view. That was Ryan Strunk in the 77 machine. He's caught up to the top 2 drivers, McKinney and Parks. Parks the only driver out of the 3 here who's in championship contention. McKinney and Strunk are in it just for the glory of it. As we continue going side by side for the race lead, we're going to make it 3 wide as here comes Strunk in the 77. Throwing it way down deep there to take over the race lead across the tri-oval. Strunk's going to make it 13 spots gained. Now, I think Parks here is just going to play it safe in the 73 machine. He knows the 2 drivers in front of him aren't in the championship contention. He doesn't really have the need to get up there and throw elbows out. Just got to play it safe and keep the likes of McCullough, Radke, Price, Mullihan behind him, because those are the other drivers in contention that are still on the lead lap. The field already very stretched out, 15 laps in. We've got 10 drivers on the lead lap. Jay Dargert has come down pit road. Now we did get the report Chad Ross, Stephen Page have returned to the raceway as James Kaufman and Wally Babb still in pit road with very lengthy repairs, and it looks like the top 5 drivers starting to bunch back up. McKinney, Strunk, Parks, McCullough, Radke separated by about a second here across this pack. Now, I thought Parks was going to be able to close the gap a little bit quicker here. But I think he knows this is really the battle for the championship as Parks, McCullough, Radke running 3rd, 4th, 5th. Those are the 3 drivers who have a chance of currently bringing home a chance of the segment finale championship. McCullough slots his way up into 3rd. He is leading the playoff drivers, as Dalton McKinney and Ryan Strunk out front have stretched the gap over a second to this second tiny little pack that we see on screen. We've got Jeremy Barber join us for the Twitch side of the broadcast. We got the fans over here on the YouTube side as well, as we all wait to see who can bring home the championship. It looks like McCullough and Radke has shaken off Parks ever so slightly. He's fallen back a few tenths here. Now Parks did not come down pit road on lap 6 to take fuel. So McCullough and Radke should be able to go 4 or 5 laps longer than that 73 machine, still sitting in 5th. Now it looks like William Price in the 34 machine closing the gap as well. Don Mullahan and Mark McFadden trying to close the gap up to this top pack. Radke and McCullough still battling for 3rd place as they split traffic. That looked like it was Stephen Page. Yes, it was in the number 1 machine. He's sitting 11th, about 3 laps down. As things always get a little bit dicey when you've got traffic involved. Another battle going on. The battle for 8th, Mark McFadden battling with Chris Luttrell's 00 machine. 2 drivers who are not in the championship playoffs, but out there just giving it everything they got. Kenneth McCullough Jr., what's happening there to Jeff Radke? Heavy off the pace in the 51 machine. There goes John Mullahan. Again, this is where the real action's going to be here. Kenneth McCullough Jr. has pulled an 8/10 gap over William Price. Price finds himself duking it out with Eric Parks. Wally Babb returns out of pit road after almost 10 minutes of repairing that truck. He knows he's not out of it yet. Anything can happen. One big crash and suddenly you're back in contention to win this thing. And again, if you're just tuned in, the left side of your screen, the drivers annotated with the asterisk next to their last name signifies they are one of the 8 drivers in the playoffs here. And it is one of those 8 drivers who's going to walk away with the championship here tonight at Kansas. John Mullahan knows he's got to get going as he's side by side with Eric Parks. McCullough almost a second ahead of these guys. Up 3 wide once more. That's going to put William Price in 4th, Parks 5th, Radke 6th. Mullahan still there in the mix as well. Number 6 machine now. McFadden has fallen back in that 7th, 8th place number 5 machine by about 1.3 seconds behind Mullahan. And with Radke and Parks going at it, this is allowing McCullough to stretch that gap a little bit further here. And again, McCullough came in on lap 6, so he's off strategy with some of the other drivers. But Dalton McKinney, your race leader, he also opted to stay out. Now McKinney has won segment championships in the past. Chris Luttrell looked like McFadden was closing the gap on that double zero machine, falling back out, but these two drivers have fallen off the pace about a second and a half behind John Mullihan. Mullihan kind of watching to see here what Parks and Radke are going to do, not wanting to push too hard too early. But Kent McCullough Jr. leading our championship drivers and not having too many issues. He is 1.2 seconds up over William Price in fourth. Again, that is what the championship battle is going to be. Look at this tiny three-truck battle we have going on here. That's Radke, Parks, Mullihan. All in the running, all with the asterisks. There's 6 tenths off the back of William Price. Dalton McKinney, your race leader, he's checked out a second ahead of Ryan Strunk. Strunk about a second and a half over McCullough. Battle for fifth wages on. Mullihan still tucked in right behind Parks. Looks for a way through. Radke's put a little bit of a gap. These three drivers still pulling a gap over Luttrell and McFadden. But no, Parks is going to come down pit road a little bit early. That's going to allow Luttrell to move up to 7th, McFadden up to 8th. Radke with a 4/10 gap over John Mullihan. Now that is Eric Parks' first stop of the night, and that'll be our first green flag stop of the evening. Check back in on race leader Dalton McKinney. He's got a little bit of traffic to contend with. I believe that is the 99 of Wally Babb. Babb, a championship contender who's having a lot of bad luck. But look at this. Mark McFadden just made a move on Chris Luttrell for 7th. And now Dalton McKinney's going to come down pit road. So the green flag stop's officially open for these drivers. But let's see, Ryan Strunk, I think it's going to be William Price will be the next driver to come down pit road in the 34. Right, as I say that, what great timing. Price comes down pit road as well as Ryan Strunk, leaving the drivers who came down pit road on lap 6 or 7 to stay out. It's going to be McCullough, Radke, Mullihan, McFadden, your top 4. I think Peyton Aldridge may shuffle up into 5th here as Strunk and Price are in their pit stalls. There goes Kenneth McCullough Jr. He's never afraid to try something different on strategy. Radke's going to get credit for a lap led in the 51 Toyota Tundra. John Mullihan moves up to 2nd. Mark McFadden up into 3rd. It's just Radke, Mullahan, McFadden, and Ulrich stretching that fuel run out a little while longer. Looks like I think I just heard Chad Ross may have gotten acquainted with our good friend outside wall. Sally Hammond joined us here tonight. She's cheering on Mark McFadden, the lone Canadian out on track, piloting the number 5 Ford F-150. Now it looks to me like everybody coming in around this lap 28 to 32 pit cycle, taking 4 fresh tires underneath them. Radke trying to stretch that run out as long as he can. He's got about a 1 second advantage over John Mullahan. Mullahan about 3.4 ahead of McFadden, who sits in third. As there's Dalton McKinney's 46 machine trying to unlap himself away from Jeff Radke's 51. Radke's still out there on his original set of tires, and Ryan Strunk just set the fastest lap of the race so far with a 31.06. Coming out of pit road with some fresh tires underneath him. Aldridge comes down pit road for his first green flag stop. Radke, Mullahan, McFadden. Looks like they're going to continue to stretch it out here. There goes Radke. Let's see, does Mullahan follow in? Yes, he does. McFadden stays out. He's going to get a lap lead here at Kansas in that number 5. McFadden's last pit stop was on lap 6, so I think he's getting ready to come down pit road. I believe he'll come in this time by. Yes, I heard the downshift. The number 5 machine's going to come down pit road. That's going to put McKinney back as your race leader. Ryan Strunk should be second. And as far as our championship contenders, it's going to be Eric Parks running in first for the playoff drivers. He'll be about third on track as they make their way around McFadden down pit road. McFadden still in pit road. Like he's going to take 4 tires. Now, interesting enough, I think Parks may be on a 2-tire stop here. Only to stall for 11.8 seconds. Kenny McCullough's here. He was going to stall for 11 seconds flat. I think McKinney and Strunk may be on 4 tires running first and second. Parks, McCullough, Price running third, fourth, fifth. I believe they are on a 2-tire strategy. I say that Jeff Radke has made a move on William Price. We think he's got 4 fresh tires underneath him with the lap 36 pit stop. Drivers clicking off laps, making it look easy. Now it looks like Eric Parks may have some company here, as here comes Kenneth McCullough Jr. willing to burn up a little bit tires earlier on the run. McCullough wants to take back over that 3rd place spot, edging out the other. Oh no, looks like McCullough with a big blink there. McCullough will be our lead driver as far as championship contenders go, trying to fend off Eric Parks in the 73. Age out of pit road. He took some more repairs on the number 1 machine in his box for about 39 seconds. I'm interested to see, can Parks close the gap here? Because we know McCullough is extremely good on tire management. We saw about 25 laps on her run there, so it's going to be interesting to see what they can do as Chad Ross comes back down pit road. "25 laps seems oddly short. That's going to put these guys back in their stalls around lap 55. We'll see if that stays true to form here. John Mullahan, William Price side by side, the battle for 6. Mullahan takes over that 6th place position in the number 6 machine. Price gets dropped back to 7th. He's down 4 spots where he qualified to 34. What is the fuel window going to look like for these drivers? You know, a 25-lap run seems very, very short from what we've seen out of these drivers in the past. And back to Kent McCullough Jr. running 3rd in the 03 machine. He's got the asterisk next to his name, meaning he's one of those championship contenders. James Kaufman, I don't think he's going to get back out on track in that 41 machine. He's been installed for 22 minutes. McCullough, though, with another big blank. Hopefully he can get that under control, kick the kids off the Wi-Fi. He's got a championship to win as he's going to make his way around lap traffic. Steve Page, the number 1. Page goes high to allow that 3rd place driver and championship leader to snake right on through. Nice and clean. Now McCullough about 9/10 ahead of Eric Parks. In the 73 machine, Parks may try and pick up the draft off Page, see if he can frog his way a little bit closer to McCullough. Parks came in on lap 28, McCullough lap 32. We believe both drivers on a 2-tire strategy for this run. But McCullough extends the gap a second ahead now of Parks. Parks has pulled about 1.5 seconds. You can notice in the live timing, the field very stretched out here. This could very well be a tire and fuel kind of race. Now, hard charger of the night, Ryan Strunk in that 77 machine. He's up 12 positions so far here. Unfortunately for him, not in the championship contention, but he wants to track down Dalton McKinney as we go 3 wide once more with traffic. And see if we can get some bragging rights here. Up 12 spots gained. And it looks like he is gaining ground on McKinney. Now, coming back down pit road was Chad Ross, Wally Babb for their 2nd stop of the evening. Still 14 drivers out on track. And 8 still on the lead lap here. McKinney clicking them off, making them look easy. Now McKinney ran a very limited schedule here this season, only ran 2 rounds before coming into tonight. Last week he picked up a 4th at Michigan, and the beginning of the segment at Las Vegas, he unfortunately qualified on pole, finished 20th by the time it was all said and done. And with that limited schedule, not able to make it into the playoffs, but he's been very fast, picking up segment championships before here at the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series. Now panning back, looks like Jeffrey Radke has made a pass on Kenneth McCullough Jr. 2 championship contenders here, and a little bit of traffic in play as well. Everybody doing a great job holding their line, allowing the field to come right on through. Let's take a quick look and see that pass that allowed Radke maybe put himself in a championship winning position, 3rd overall. Watch the 51 machine of Jeffrey Radke. Looks slow to the inside line of McCullough. McCullough not throwing any crazy blocks, anything too wild, allowing that 51 by, saying, all right, it's your turn to smoke the tires up a little bit. I'm going to follow along behind you. But quickly, Radke pulls a 7/10 gap on the 03 machine. Radke stretched that fuel run out to lap 36. That could be the difference in tires, especially if McCullough has a fuel strategy here that he's trying to stick to make happen. And up front, looks like Ryan Strunk, the hard charger, closing the gap to Dalton McKinney as well. It was a 2-second advantage to that 46 machine. McKinney, your race leader. Strunk has whittled it down to 0.6 of a second. Both drivers, we believe, are on a 4-tire strategy. And here we go, the battle for the lead shaping up. Is Strunk going to be able to close the gap? He's got it down to about 3.5 tenths. Oh no, McKinney's found some more pace here, extending it back once more to a second over that 77 machine. Hopefully we can see these two guys get together. McKinney holds on to a 1-second advantage. We had the early caution. Other than that, it's been clean green sailing here. Eric Parks has come down pit road in the 73 machine. Ooh, it's going to be interesting how this one plays out on strategy. Parks in pit road. Let's see if he takes 2 tires or 4 in that 73 Ford F-150. Looks like it's going to be a 2-tire stop. McFadden hops up into the 8th place. 7 drivers on the lead lap. Ryan Strunk still trying to close the gap in the 77 machine. These are the 2 closest drivers we have out on track. Jeff Radke sitting in 3rd. He is the highest championship driver at the moment. And he has pulled a healthy, well, it looks like a 5-second, no, excuse me, a 3.3 second gap. But everybody's going to come down pit road. Looks like McKinney, Strunk, McCullough. No, McCullough's going to be one of the few drivers staying out. Let's see if Mullahan does the same in the number 6. Bush driver was able to get about 26 to 28 laps out of the run there. Let's see what McCullough's stop's going to be. He came in last on lap 32, so that'll give us a good idea of how much these drivers can push it on a tank of gas. McCullough's going to stay out a little while longer. You can see Dalton McKinney getting back out on track. He's going to go a lap down. Allman briefly to the 03 machine. McCullough and Mullihan, the two drivers on the lead lap based on fuel strategy. McCullough down pit road. Mullihan still out. So it looks like about 29 laps is the most we're seeing our drivers stretch it out here. That's going to put Mullihan, your race leader, the lone driver on the lead lap who has yet to come down pit road. James Kaufman, what an absolute legend after 32 minutes on pit road, getting back out on track. Chad Ross has unfortunately been on pit road for about 9 minutes. He is most likely done and out of it. He's definitely out of championship contention in that 38 special machine. There goes the 00 of Chris Luttrell getting a lap back with his fresher tires underneath him. Now we believe Mullihan should be getting set up for a pit stop. Yes, there he goes, running very short on fuel. That will put Dalton McKinney back as your race leader with a 2-second advantage over Ryan Strunk. Jeff Radke, I believe, will be your championship leader here. McCullough has fallen all the way back to 7th. Now he does have Mark McFadden still in front of him. McFadden came in on lap 37. He should be getting set up for his green flag stop. Well, looks like he's starting to track down the number 5 in McFadden. We know McFadden should be coming down pit road soon, so McCullough going to make quick work of the number 5 machine, moving back up into 5th. McCullough is on a 4-tire stop here. McCullough rock and rolling. Looks like he's slowly closing into Eric Parks in 4th. Now we've got problems. Jay Dargert showing an off track. Had some sort of moment there. Thankfully, the caution did not come out. Let's see what happened to the driver of that 57 machine. He was involved in an earlier incident. Looks like a hardware problem as he just drills the outside wall. Either a hardware issue or maybe fell asleep at the wheel. William Price has John Mullahan trying to track him down in that number 6 machine. And I believe that Eric Parks is closing the gap rather rapidly to Jeff Radke. Let's take a look there as well. No, that's going to be, Parks is 9 seconds behind Jeff Radke. And Kenneth McCullough Jr. is closing the gap. Looks like Mullahan, the other side of the raceway, getting ready to set up a pass against William Price in the battle for 7th. Mullahan makes a move. While that's going on, Kenneth McCullough Jr. has moved up into 4th. But that's going to be really tough to overcome. Mark McFadden coming down pit road for a green flag stop as Mullahan and Price still side by side. We are past the halfway mark of the evening. These drivers are going to try and squeeze it together. Mullahan comes out on top. Meanwhile, Kenneth McCullough Jr. has made that move over Eric Parks. Jeff Radke, 9 seconds ahead of Kenneth McCullough Jr. His closest championship rival is closing the gap to Ryan Strunk as well. That hard charger in the 77. I think everybody inside the top 3 on a 4-tire stop. As here comes Radke closing the gap to the number 77 of Strong. This will be the battle for 2nd. Radke's been running 2 to 3 tenths faster than the top 2 drivers very consistently against Dalton McKinney and Ryan Strunk. There goes Radke trying to squeeze up the inside line, not able to do it. Coming out of turn 2, he's going to stay behind the 77, build it back up. And yet the battle's still going on. Now Wally Babb has come down pit road as Radke works his way up into 2nd against Strunk, who backed out of the throttle rather heavily there. Radke's going to keep that forward charge for as long as he can. He knows Kenneth McCullough Jr., even though McCullough's back by about 8 seconds, has to keep that forward momentum as we've got less than 60 laps left to go in this segment championship finale. Dalton McKinney still your race leader. Checked out, he's 4.2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. And Radke, a man on a mission here in that 51, so desperately wants that segment championship. He came into tonight leading the points, and if he can somehow pick up a win or even a second, he should lock it up here. It's going to be interesting to see how that one pans out. I have a feeling it's going to be a very, very close championship. blows the 4.4 second advantage that Dalton McKinney has. Now Radke doesn't have to necessarily pick up the win to lock up the championship, but if he could pull it off the perfect hat trick, he'd be absolutely ecstatic here. Now I'm still interested to see, even though the field's stretched out, will we have a late race caution to maybe throw a wrench in the strategy these guys have worked so hard for? McKinney and Radke clicking off almost identical lap times. McKinney last time by a 32.64, Radke a 32.69. But keep an eye out, McCullough back and forth is slowly closing the gap, a 10th here, a 10th there. I don't think the wily veteran, the 03 machine, is out of it yet. Looks like Ryan Strunk trying to close that gap back to Radke as well. Run about 7/10 off the back of the 51. Radke squarely in second, leading the championship contenders. Dalton McKinney still your race leader, a large margin. He's 4.6 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Looks like Radke has shaken off Ryan Strunk. Strunk now back by about 1.5 seconds. Top three drivers all came in last round, lap 59. That's going to put their next fuel stop around that lap 85 to 88 mark, where we can expect to see some more green flag stops. Now Jay Darter rolling out of pit road after another let's call it about 7 minutes of repairs on that 57. He's down by almost a little bit over, 30 laps, but still trying to get the seat time. These guys come out each and every Monday night to race and race hard with their friends. And it is a large dysfunctional family here at the FEG PC.net Racing Series. We check back in on race leader Dalton McKinney, a 5.3 second advantage up over Radke. He's whittled it down to 7 drivers on the lead lap. He's going to have a little bit more traffic contend with Eric Parks down pit road in the 73 machine, his third stop of the evening. Looks like he's going to be on a 4-tire strategy out of his pit stall in 14.8 seconds. William Price in the 34 also down pit road. Bryce Luttrell in pit road. Is Bryce going to take 4 tires? It looks like he is. 14.18 second pit stop. McKinney continues his run. He should be at the tail end of his fuel window. Still 5.7 seconds ahead of Jeff Radke. Mullahan comes down pit road. Now this is going to be interesting. So is Dalton McKinney, your race leader. Now this will be their second to last stop of the night. Doing the math here, most drivers are going to be about 17 laps short on fuel. Next fuel window should be around the lap 118 mark, as all of the top 5 down pit road: McKinney, Radke, Strunk, McCullough, Mullahan. There goes Mullahan rolling out of pit road, trying to fight and stay on the lead lap here. McKinney rolls out of pit road. Looks like McCullough may be on a two-tire strategy here. But Jeff Radke in the 51 machine still showing as our segment championship leader, second overall. And he's got Ryan Strunk in between himself and Kenneth McCullough Jr. Now I think it's interesting, McCullough came in a little bit earlier on this stop. Off of his normal strategy, so maybe trying to link back up with Radke, doing everything he can. He's short pitted, only took 2 tires on that one. Will it be enough, as Radke shows about 5, let's call it 6 seconds ahead of that 03 machine, who sits in 4th. Radke, championship contender, 5.3 seconds back from race leader Dalton McKinney, 4.9 seconds ahead of Ryan Strunk in 3rd, and maybe even more importantly, 6.8 seconds ahead of Kenneth McCullough Jr.'s 03 machine in 4th. Those are your top 2 drivers that are in the championship contention here. I believe we only have 8 drivers on the lead lap as it stands. That is correct. The field very stretched out here as Dalton McKinney continues charging around the banking at Kansas. He does not have the fastest lap of the race, but he's been very consistent, keeping that average lap time as low as he possibly can over the duration of the runs. Kenny clicking off laps. Looks like he's got a little bit of traffic to contend with, but if we go back, Kenneth McCullough Jr. closing the gap to Ryan Strunk at the 77. Now Strunk still our hard charger of the night. He's up 11 spots, qualified 14th, now sitting proudly in 3rd. That is a massive gain, but McCullough is closing the gap and doing so very, very quickly, down to 0.3 of a second. I think McCullough's in a situation where he absolutely has the finish ahead of Jeffrey Radke in 2nd if he wants to lock up or have a hope of locking up this segment championship. But McCullough may get a little bit tied up as he's 8 seconds back from Radke and starting to duke it out with Ryan Strunk here for 3rd overall. McCullough looks to the inside line. Can he make it happen? It's going to be a drag race to the start-finish line. Who's going to be at the line? It's McCullough by less than 100th of a second there. Trying to make that inside groove work out well for him, and D does it, picking up the spot from the 77 and moving up into 3rd. But that has cost him another half second. Jeff Radke stretching his advantage to 8.5 seconds. With about 38 laps left to go, does McCullough have enough time to try and pull something off? Especially if Radke, oh, look at that. Looks like Strunk got a little bit loose there coming across the tri-oval. His time's dropping like a rock. McCullough pulling almost a 2.5 second gap instantly. I wonder if Strunk may have pinched a tire, cut a tire. Looks like he's still rolling around relatively all right, definitely off the pace as McCullough continues to pull away from him. I was halfway expecting to see that 77 machine come down pit road. Now drivers need to make it to lap 106 or later to be good on fuel to make it till the end. And still racing going on here as William Price putting the pressure on Mullihan. The battle for 6, 2 championship contenders. Peyton Allridge completing a green flag stop, but that's going to put him a bit short on fuel to make it till the end. Here comes Price looking at the inside line of Mullihan. Mullihan holds on to the line by about 0.04 of a second. Price going to try and fire it up the inside line into 1 and 2. Will he get clear of the 6? Mullihan carrying a little bit more speed, but it looks like Mullihan got a little bit loose there on the exit of 2. And that will give Price the 6th place spot. I always find this very interesting to me as a broadcaster as well as a racer to see how the different strategies are going to pan out. Especially with different tire strategies. As I say that, McFadden comes down pit road. We watch Parks trying to muscle his way around Strunk's 77 machine. Parks taking over the 4th place spot. That's going to put him 3rd as our championship drivers go. Radke, McCullough, Parks. 2nd, 3rd, 4th are the 3 drivers up in the mix that still have a chance of bringing home the grand prize. But I don't know if anybody can touch Jeff Radke's 51 Toyota. Clicking off laps, making it look easy. And again, these drivers need to make it to lap 106. Before they are safe to make it all the way on fuel. Stephen Page rolling out of pit road. As Strunk staying in hot pursuit of Parks, not letting that 73 machine gain too much ground here. They're about 6.5 seconds back from Kenneth McCullough Jr. in 3rd as the camera pans over to McCullough. He is 10 seconds back from Radke. If Radke can just keep hitting his marks, he may be able to lock up the championship here tonight. McCullough has a little bit more traffic to contend with. They'll have 13 drivers out on track. I think Wally Babb in the 99 machine will be able to rejoin the surface as well. Yes, as he leaves his pit stall. Chad Ross has been in the box for about 32 minutes. He is definitely done and out. We've got about 30 laps left to go in this main event. And Jeff Radke in 2nd is pulling about 2/10 per lap over McCullough. We think McCullough's on a two-tire stop strategy. And unfortunately, just wasn't the greatest call, not the right call, I should say. as I believe he was trying to save time on pit road and gain some spots that way. Bryce still has company from Mullihan's number 6 machine. These drivers not giving each other an inch of the long run. Bryce holding on to it. The lap's still clicking off for these drivers. It's McKinney, Radke, McCullough, Parks, and Strunk, your top 5. Radke, McCullough, and Parks, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Those are your top 3 drivers in the championship contention. Starting to see some green flag stops. The final stops of the evening. John Mullihan comes down pit road. His final stop. That's his 6th time down pit road of the night. At this point, if any drivers come down, they should be able to make it well and good to the end on fuel. When will McKinney come down pit road? We think he can make it to lap 117, so about 5 or 6 more laps before the 46 machine must come down pit road and refuel. We've whittled it down to 5 drivers in the lead lap. William Price in pit road. His final stop of the evening. 24 laps left to go here in Kansas. Eric Parks comes down pit road, his final stop. McKinney, Radke, McCullough, and Strunk, your top 4 staying out. Everybody came down pit road last on lap 88 together. Radke, 2nd overall, 1st in championship contention, is 11.5 seconds ahead of McCullough. McCullough needs a miracle here if he wants to try and bring home a championship. McCullough comes down pit road for a little bit of an undercut. Radke stays out, as does Dalton McKinney, your race leader. 22 laps left to go here at Kansas. Is McCullough going to take 4 tires for the final stop of this segment? It looks like he is. He's got to be hoping that Radke only has 2 laps behind the wall if he wants any sort of shot here. 3 drivers in the lead lap. McKinney, Radke, Strunk. Still waiting to come down pit road. They've got to be running short on fuel. As I say that, Radke, your championship leader contender, comes down pit road. It's 20 to go. McKinney and Strunk staying out a little while longer. By our math up here in the booth, they've got 1, maybe 2 more laps left of fuel. Allhan working his way around the 46. McKinney signaling he's coming down pit road. Will Ryan Strunk follow? He was almost a lap behind here. Radke rolls out. He took 4 fresh tires underneath him. What's the split going to be between Jeff Radke and Kenneth McCullough Jr.? Something happened to McCullough. Something bad happened. Showing his last lap time is a 1 minute and 5 seconds. I wonder if that's just updating on live timing. There we go, getting it corrected after that pit stop. Okay, so it looks like McCullough, what's the split gonna be? It's 13 seconds and dropping fast. Ryan Strunk in pit road for his final stop of the evening. Looks like McCullough's still going to be about 10.5 seconds behind that 51 machine of Jeff Radke. Dalton McKinney, your race leader, getting up to speed down the backstretch here. Kansas, 19 laps left to go. No more green flag stops on the docket for these drivers. They can definitely make it till the end here. $18 laps left to go. McKinney, your race leader. Radke in championship contention runs second. McCullough and Parks third and fourth, also in championship contention with John Mullahan. Another contender has worked his way up into fifth after a bit of an undercut coming down pit road on lap 108. That was the pit stop where drivers throw in everything at the wall they possibly can, and Dalton McKinney only took 2 tires on that stop. It'll be interesting to see if Radke can somehow close that 5.4 second advantage and McKinney still has over the rest of the field. Showing 7 drivers in the lead lap as we pan to McCullough. No, it's actually 6 drivers. As Strunk in the 77 is a lap down here. Drivers hopping out of the way at the purple and yellow 46, your race leader. Not wanting to interfere if they can help it. McKinney slicing through traffic. That's Stephen Page's #1 machine, a championship contender who just did not have fortune on his side after that early caution came out. Pretty much ruining the hopes of Page, Babb, and Ross. Now, interesting enough, Ross is back out on track. All 15 drivers still out there clicking off laps. Ross was in his pit stall for 33 minutes, waiting for a chance to get back out in the fray. And speaking of Ross, that's him getting passed by Dalton McKinney. John Mullahan, William Price still battling out here for 5th, 2 championship contenders. Ooh, Mullihan way up against the wall there, losing a little bit of time to Price. Laps left to go. We check back in on race leader Dalton McKinney, making it look easy in that 46 machine. He's out here for bragging rights. He's 3.6 seconds ahead of Radke, who we believe is most likely to win the championship if we freeze the running order exactly as it stands. But it looks like Radke trying to close the gap here to McKinney. Running almost, oh no, excuse me, he is in fact running 0.2 a lap faster than the race leader, the 46 of McKinney. While Radke definitely wants the championship under his belt, leaving tonight as we get ready to go. 10 laps left to go as McKinney crosses the line. Radke would love to also cap this segment off with a win as well as a championship. Now Radke's got 4 fresh tires underneath of McKinney. We believe only took 2. If the pace stays the same though, Radke wouldn't be able to close that gap with 10 laps left to go, now making it 9. But he is running about 3/10 faster than McKinney, so it could very well happen unless McKinney still has something in the back pocket. As the time's starting to tighten up, Radke could very well do it, but does McKinney have something that he's holding back here slightly? Will McKinney get caught up with traffic more so than Radke? These are the questions that will decide the overall race win here tonight, as Radke is going to try so desperately to bring home a championship. Radke was 2/10 faster a lot last time by. Wally Babb down pit road for a very late stop with 8 to go. We're going to make it 7 laps left to go. McKinney with a 2.3 second lead. And McKinney, oh my goodness, McKinney gets dumped. McKinney gets absolutely punished by traffic. Oh my goodness, is there going to be some very upset drivers after this one? I am at a loss for words as McKinney, the dominant driver here tonight, is going to get sent back home. Let's watch this one once more. That was Peyton Aldridge, a newcomer. Let's back that up a little bit. Let's see if we can get a chopper cam of this. Back it up a little bit more for the fans at home. We're watching very carefully here. McKinney in the purple and yellow. Oh my goodness, it's net code between the two. Not a malicious mistake out of Peyton Aldridge, but just terrible misfortune. Let's get one more look at that. Oh, the absolute bad luck for McKinney. So net code for the fans at home is where the sim thinks you made contact, but no contact actually made. It might have been a little bit of contact, but I do not think that was at all malicious by Aldridge. If I was race control, I would tend to call that one either as a racing incident or as net code. But in typical Monday night fashion, we're going to re-rack them for a final start. Oh my goodness. So Dalton McKinney will effectively be done and out of the race. We saw the smoke pouring out of that 46 machine. But unfortunately for McKinney, entering the vortex of danger and not coming out on top there. As we're going to get our popcorn ready for the after show fireworks. So this is going to be interesting. This could be for the championship. It's Radke and McCullough on the front row. Parks, Price here second row. Mullahan and Strunk the third row. 5 out of the 6 drivers on the lead lap are all in championship contention here. Race car will be coming in this time by. And here we go for what could be the final time. Radke with a massive launch. Parks in second, Mullahan third. McCullough's gotten shuffled back to fourth. Oh, this is going to be a good shootout here. It's Radke, Parks, McCullough as the white flag comes out. This could very well be winners take all. Radke has a healthy lead. Parks in second, McCullough still third. McCullough looks to the inside line of Parks, not able to squeeze it. It's the last time out of turn 4. It's going to be Radke at the line. Parks second, and McCullough will pick home a third. And what a way to end it here tonight. And we are going to wait for the official points to get posted. Oh my goodness. So we're going to wait to see who locked up the championship here. And Radke's going to burn it down for the fans at Kansas. And smoke 'em if you got 'em, says Jeff Radke. The 51 Toyota Tundra out on top. And we're going to wait for the official points and the word from our admins. So let us know who may have officially won this. And we're waiting on our top 3 drivers to get up here into victory lane. We've got McCullough on standby, waiting on Radke and Parks. Looks like we got Radke waiting on Eric Parks. And the gang is all here. Up first into the booth, we've got world famous Kenneth McCullough Jr. piloting the 03 Chevrolet. Kenneth, a great race. A almost typical late race caution to throw a wrench in the plans of everybody. And it looked like tonight all came down to when and where you chose to take 4 versus 2 tires.
Yeah, it was a good race, man. That's about all you can ask for. I hated to see that caution there.
Now, do you think that, so you think that caution worked against you late in the race?
I'm not real sure. I think I would have had second there wrapped up without the caution.
Well, it's still a great now, and I guess the question is, I'm a terrible mathematician. How do you think that's going to play out for the championship here with your 3rd place tonight?
I was just looking at it. I don't know. It's going to be close for sure.
Now, let me hold on one
All
second.
depends on who got X's and incidents and who didn't.
Now, unofficially, Kenneth, it shows you with 268 points above Jeffrey Radke's 266.
Ah, that would be awesome. I've been chasing a championship for a long time.
We're going to hang tight. Let's get some confirmation. But that would be something going on. Finishing a 3rd, a late race. We had that early caution, took out a lot of pretty fast contenders in the championship. Did that kind of give you a little bit of relief knowing it's going to be about a 5-6 car or truck show at the end of this thing?
Yes, it did. And I realized a couple of them in front of me looked like they slapped doors and all. I wasn't sure if they got any incidents points or not, but I was sure hoping just to keep it clean and bring it home in the top 3, and that's all I could do.
All right, well, Kenneth, a great race. Stick around after the show, maybe in your team channel. Once we get confirmation of that points, we're going to drag the winner of the segment, whoever it is, back up here in the booth. But a great race all the way around. And who do you want to give a shout out to for a good, solid 3rd here tonight?
Well, thank Jeff for putting this thing on. Thank you for doing the broadcast. Didn't have none of my teammates tonight. Wish they would have been in here. And thank all the family for tuning in and watching.
And Kenneth, we did get the unofficial results until tires are checked. At this moment, my friend, you are the Segment 5 champion.
Hell yeah. I've finished like second to Matt Lee 10 times in a row. So a championship, I'll take it any way I can get it if I want it.
Well, awesome. Congratulations, my friend. Good to have you back up here. It's been a long time coming, and enjoy the celebrations with the rest of the hooligans.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. That was Kenneth McCullough Jr., who we believe unofficially has just won the Segment 5 championship. Up next, we've got Eric Parks in the 73 Ford F-150. Eric, a great race, a late race caution, kind of put everybody on edge, but for the most part, relatively clean running green flag cycles we saw out there.
Yeah, it was. That was a good race. That last caution kind of saved me there. On lap 13, me and McKinney had a good race going, and I think it net coated me a little and rolled my front fender up, and it just killed my speed from there on.
Now, Eric, it's still a great race. Now, were you expecting tonight to go a little bit rougher tonight, or once you saw that first caution and some good trucks get wadded up, were you optimistic that this was going to be a long green flag run kind of race?
Yeah, I figured that thing would go green to the end. I was shocked to get that last caution, but it helped me a couple of spots, so I'll take it.
Well, hey, a great race all the way around. Now, I believe I want to pull up the results here once more, finishing second in the points in the unofficial standing. So a good championship segment run. You've got to be happy for yourself and the team, even if you are bringing home a second here this season.
Oh yeah, we've had a good run. I've enjoyed it. Got a good team. Team 3, they're a great team to run with.
A bunch of goofy hooligans, but I couldn't ask for a better place to hang out after a show. But Eric, congratulations. We don't have you up here in the booth enough, my friend, but a great season, a great segment, a spectacular race here tonight. Before we let you sign off, who do you want to give a shout out to that made it possible?
Yeah, and thank you, my friend. Well, thank the Lord above for his blessings, and thank Team 3 again and my family, and thank you and Jeff for putting these on. Y'all do a great job.
Awesome. Thank you, Eric. Congratulations, and good to have you up here, my friend.
You have a good one.
You as well, sir. That was Eric Parks bringing home a second. Up next, Jeff Radke bringing home the win here this evening. The number 51 machine. It looked like you were playing second fiddle most of the night, and then a little bit of craziness there at the end to bring out a caution.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I was worried I wasn't going to get through there without some damage.
Yeah, I mean, early on, 5-6 laps in, we took about 3 or 4 of the championship contenders clean out of the race, and then after that, you were kind of in no man's land as McKinney had checked out, but you were looking good here to finish in the lead position for the championship drivers. Able to do that. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like you locked up the championship unless Parks or McCullough had a little bit of questionable decision-making on pit road with tires, but still a great season all the way around and kept it relatively clean most weekends.
Yeah, that first caution, I ended up with a 4X, and I knew if Kenneth was able to finish top 3 and keep it clean, he was going to take the segment win, unfortunately. But I'm happy to get a race win. I'm glad I'm finishing top 3, top 5 every week.
Yeah, first one of the season. We haven't had you up here since Daytona, I believe, way back August 29th. What's the plans for you and the team and future segments coming up on the horizon?
Just staying consistent, top 5s, top 10s, chipping away at the points, hopefully be in the top 15 for the last race.
Well, Jeff, always a pleasure talking to you, my friend. A great job, a great segment all the way around. Good to have you out here duking it out for the final championship. And you've got the privilege, the pleasure, my friend, the final send-offs of the night. Who do you want to give a shout out to that helps make this win possible for you?
First and foremost, my wife. She puts up with me doing this every week. Jeff for putting on a great league. Rylan and the Distance Auto Sports Group for letting me drive one of his trucks. And of course, you for broadcasting every week.
Hey,
Put on a
always
great show.
Well, always my pleasure. You guys do all the work, and I just talk about it up here in the booth. Jeff, again, congratulations, man. Good to have you up here, and hope to have you back more often in future segments.
Thanks, James. I hope to talk to you more.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And that was Jeff Radke picking up the win here tonight. But again, it was Kenneth McCullough Jr. in the 03 machine locking up the segment championship. But tonight, it was Jeff Radke, Eric Parks, Kenneth McCullough Jr. rounding out the top 3. Great racing, great fun. We're off next week, but then we'll be back with another segment on behalf of FEGPC.net and Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Thank you all so much for tuning in, spending your Monday night with us, and I'll see you at the next one. Have a great night, everybody.